be successful and still feel unfulfilled.
There's always going to be desire, no matter how much you gain.
Wanting for more. Okay, more desires, yes. Yes.
I think a lot of us define success in a way where it's not perhaps what we expected, so we are looking for success or looking for success, in the wrong places, or see success.
Maybe our definition of success is incomplete.
It's incomplete.
Complete. Okay. Anything else? Yeah.
As years gone by, I succeed in this or fail in that, but it doesn't really matter if I succeed or fail. There's an emptiness there that wants to keep on, or see somebody at a higher level and say, I want to go there too. And it just keeps.
This concept of black hole that they have in the space. So like there is a black hole here also. Like however much you give it, still it feels like there is a black hole which just keeps absorbing everything, and still there is a hole there. So kind of a void or looking for more. Yes. So that's exactly the reason that we're trying to look at this topic closely, that because a lot of times in life, small things that we think are like, oh, part of life and it's common, but we don't understand that, and because of that it creates a lot of trouble. So next I'm going to show you a slide in which there are going to be few sentences, and then all you have to do is count the number of letter F, alphabet. So alphabet F, like how many are there in that particular screen. So I'll show you for a few seconds. So try to count the number of F, number of times the alphabet F occurs. Any guess? Yeah, go on. Tell the numbers. 3, then 4, 6. Do we all agree?
3. I'm comfortable with 3.
3.
5.
5.
Oh,
6. I haven't even changed. I just left it there. So still anyone who is unable to see all the 6? Yeah. You see there is F, finished files, 2F, off, 4, 5 and 6. So it's Ritesh got it initially, probably has done before also. No, that's great. So then you're really in the rarest of the rare, because it's very rare to get the 6 score on the first try. 3 is average, and anything above is also like above average, I would say. So why I'm doing this is a scientifically proven thing, that in life we tend to neglect small things, though we are exactly looking for that. But if it is in a small place, or if it is in a small size, or if it is in a like not so often looked at places, then we may tend to overlook them. And here we are looking for success, and we look for success in very big places, but we forget to start from ourselves, from inside. We look everywhere outside, but we forget to look inside. So this session is primarily to look at those places where we tend to actually forget. Something is wrong. My presentation isn't pixelated actually. So what happened? Is there an internet issue? Yeah, the internet went. I'm sorry. Technology. It really is helpful, sometimes unpredictable. Okay, I hope it comes back. So sometimes we think, what is success? Climbing the organizational ladder, or like in terms of money, or so many things we think of success like that. However, there may be various other things. So these are, if you think of success, actually I moved my slide before asking you guys question. If you think of success, I'm pretty sure it's somewhere in this slide, like all definitions of success is like I try to capture here, or in these categories. So do you think anything beyond these as success? Anything else that comes to your mind which does not fit into these categories? Next. Pretty much is covered, right? So all of these kind of various definitions, because each one's definition of success is very different. Somebody wants health, somebody wants relationship, somebody wants money, somebody wants power, position, like that. So it's very different. We are all different, so our definitions are also different. But it could be universally covered in these 4 circles. Either we are looking for some kind of achievement or some kind of facility, a relationship, or some kind of spirituality or inner peace, something like that. So these are the 4 categories. We are pretty much looking for success in these areas. Do you all agree? So in one of these circles, we are now looking at a different state of life or different time of life. We're looking at different circles. Like when we're really young, maybe getting a good academic education or getting a job or getting a relationship. So it keeps changing with age. Our priorities change. Our definition of success has evolved. But it's pretty much within these 4. So the problem is not looking for these 4. The problem is pretty much in our idea of what is success. So this is the dictionary definition of success: the accomplishment of an aim or purpose. So that means if we want to be successful, first of all, we need to have a purpose, right? And purpose is very important, otherwise where is the measure of success? So what Gita asks us, what if success isn't just about what we achieve, but about who we are and why we live and how we live also? So what if success is not just about achieving something? So the dictionary of an aim or purpose, what if it is more? So that is when Gita says this, that for any success there needs a purpose. For any purpose, all purposes come from an identity, right? If I think I'm a student, then my purpose is to get good grades, and once I get good grades, I feel like I'm successful. I'm the top of the school. I got a gold medal or something like that. Or if I see myself as an employee, then for me to get a certain amount of salary or be better than other colleagues, or like perform well in my performance appraisal, these kind of things become my purpose and measure of success. So we all have identities, various kinds of identities. At home we have a certain identity, in our workplace we have a different identity. So for all of those identities there are different purposes and then different measures of success. But what Gita is saying is there are 3 levels of identities: the identity of having, the identity of doing, and the identity of being. Means the identity of having facilities, having money, having things, and doing something in this world, achieving something in this world. That's another kind of identity we all have. And then the third identity is like the being identity, like who are you, what is your value, what is your philosophy of life, what do you stand for? So that's an identity of being. So the problem is, Gita says it's not that they are all in mutually exclusive, or if you do one you cannot do the other thing. It's not like that. It's not that spiritual success means you have to give up everything. What Gita says is it's not about not all these 3 are exclusive, but rather we are all doing in this world in the wrong order and a wrong amount of emphasis. So how we missed those small F's. So similarly, a lot of people in this world start with having a lot of things, and because of they want to have so many things, and once they have, then they want to do some things with it. So they want to achieve something in this world. After having and doing a lot in this life, they think, okay, what's the point of all of these things? So in that whole journey of having and doing something in this world, they forget their own being. So then there is existential crisis, and there is confusion. So there is emptiness there. That's why the first question I asked was, do you think it is possible to be successful in this world and still be unfulfilled? So that's what happens when we go from having to the being, when this particular direction is up to like a top to bottom. But Gita says start from the bottom up. So that's why Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita teaches first thing to Arjuna. Arjuna is in the battlefield, wondering he should fight in war or not, because it is also symbolizing we are all in our own lives, we are all in our own battlefields, we are all amidst a war in various circumstances, and then we want to know what is the right thing to do, what is the wrong thing to do. But Krishna is saying, but please understand, who are you first, and then you decide what you want to do. If your idea of who are you is flawed, then if the identity is flawed, then your purpose is also going to be flawed. Then even if you work hard for that purpose and get the success, you will feel that you worked hard to achieve the success of somebody else's success. So then it does not fulfill the heart. So that's why he's saying, understand who is the being. Then you can do and have in this world. There is no end to it. But understand who are you. So the Gita goes into this detail of first thing first. That's what the Gita says. Like in Gita, Krishna says, first things first. That means like we need to understand who we are really. So are we this changing physical body? Are we the constantly changing emotions? How many of you had a change of emotion from the time you got up today? All of us, right? It's a constant change. You could be happy in the morning and then you could become sad, or you could be confused. It's constantly changing. So one of the Upanishads in the Eastern tradition, it says, you're not your body, you're not your thoughts, you're not your emotions. Rather, you have a body, you have thoughts, and you have emotions. It is you who feel this world. It is you who has thoughts, who has feelings. Because this harmonium, of course it's a very different manifestation, still this harmonium for practical purposes saying like it cannot feel the way that I have emotions or you have emotions. Or my laptop. I may love my laptop. Yeah. How many of you love gadgets? We love. But how much does the gadget love us back? Hardly. Hardly means it cannot, because it is an inert matter. So, however, Krishna says here, the physical body more like a hardware of this particular laptop, and the software is like I'm using Mac OS, so that is my software, and then the user, I'm the user. So similarly for the body also, the soul is the user, the mind and the emotions and the intelligence and the ego, this is all the subtle software, and then the physical hardware. So all of these needs to work together. So that's when the soul leaves the body, it's literally not, the body has to be soon disposed of. It starts deteriorating in a matter of few hours. So those who, even you may be the biggest celebrity or the president of a powerful nation like US, once you die, Jimmy Carter, right, who passed away recently. Yeah, means however powerful you are, you have had a long history, contribution, everything. The body itself has to be, we have to let go of the body, because once the soul leaves, the body has no meaning to it. So here, that's why that is the identity. The body is not the identity. Somebody could be a Miss World, somebody could be a Mr. World, like huge celebrity, famous for their looks, body, six packs, anything. Once the soul leaves the body is not the identity. So that's what is the first thing that the Gita explains about. So that we have a spiritual inner identity and a material outer identity. So on the level of body, mind, intelligence and soul, we have all these levels. So Gita just goes into this, understand these identities, and then you can do and have success in this world. Before getting into doing something and having success, understand who are you, because that's where you can focus. You can be physically healthy if you think you're just the body. If you also understand, okay, I also have emotions, I need to be mentally healthy, emotionally hygienic, so then you can be emotionally stable. Then we want to be sharp, and intellectually we want to be attuned. So then people think about truths, higher truths, seeking, in general, knowing what is the reality, what is the right thing to do, what is the wrong thing to do. So sharpening one's intelligence. But these are all important. They are surely not mutually exclusive. However, a lot of people in this world start with physical fitness. Some may go to the next level of emotional hygiene and becoming self-aware on an emotional level and all of that. And some people are always studying books, reading things, watching stuff to learn new things, either for skills for survival or social skills or hobbies, or so many things we kind of update ourselves intellectually. But hardly any, there are ways that we can feel like we work to spiritually become connected and realized. So Gita is saying, okay, work on all these levels. So Gita says if somebody works on all these 4 levels, then for them, what do you call, like unhappiness or sadness, or what do you call, like misery in English, like the literal translation of the word that Gita uses is dukkha. Dukkha means misery, suffering. So he in the Gita says if somebody is balanced on all these 4 levels, suffering actually reduces. In for a general life, suffering naturally reduces if a person focuses on all the 4 levels and balances it. Naturally one's suffering actually reduces in this world. So this is all why we are explaining, to understand what is success. So after understanding all of this, what the Gita says is success is basically you endeavor with the right intention, put your proper attention, and align your actions along with the soul's nature, like along your original nature. So act in alignment with your right intention, right attention, and according to the soul's nature, regardless of the outcome. If you have done your part, you're already successful. If you have endeavored right, you have given your full, and it is done from a right intention, and if it is done from a right place of spiritual knowledge also, if it all of that is coming together, then you can be peaceful. You have done your best. That's all within our limit actually. You can do anything beyond this in this world, because like that's why it is important, like going from being, because it's like growing a tree. So you start with a seed, you water the seed, and from that comes a small plant, then it goes into a bigger, small, mid-sized tree, and a bigger tree, and eventually gives flowers, and then eventually fruits. So but we are directly thinking success is like that fruit, I need to get it. But we need to start with sowing the seed. So that's with start understanding who we are, and nourishing that identity, and from that identity we have more awareness of our emotions, our nature. So many times people take up a job and then realize, oh, this is not my nature, I don't like it. So then we need to change, because we haven't spent enough time to understand who we are. So this is the right way of doing endeavoring for success according to the Gita, that may your actions be authentic, may your actions be diligent, may your actions be spiritually connected, may your actions come from a place of inspiration, not envy, competition, dictated by the societal pressures. May it come from a place of detachment. May offer it as a service to God and others. So if our actions are authentic according to our nature, like who we are, and if it is, we can diligently put our energy into it, and if it is spiritually connected and inspired, and then it is detached in a mood of service, then surely this action itself is already a success. You will surely feel peaceful in life doing anything if it is coming from a place. I know it's very easy to say, it's not like it's not like a switch that you can just switch on. However, we can start with some aspects of our life. And for that, the first thing we need to do is like, these are all these things we can do: physically fit and have right relationships, and then have some spiritual practice, have meditation, and all of these things, physical, emotional, intellectual, and spiritually nourishing routines every day. So it's very important to focus on all of them. And to have a successful life, you need to have a successful day. So start your day right. So we're speaking about overall life, but it all boils down to having one successful day at a time. And start your day right. And how to start a day right? So success is not the key to happiness. Rather, happiness is the key to success. So if you want to have a successful day, you need to start it on a happy note. So there is a quick secret to start a day on a happy note. You need spiritual connection. It's as simple as that. If you start your day with a strong spiritual connection, naturally you'll be very grounded. You will start from a place of happiness. So that is a simple thing. So it's a whole verse, but I'm not going to explain that. In short, if you start your day with spiritual connection, then you will naturally experience peace and happiness. So that is why we say don't start your day with happiness, not to find happiness. Because have you seen, if you go into an office or like into your job, like into the day in a happy mood, even something happens, you're like, you don't care. Because you're already happy, you're like, it's okay, it's not a big deal. But if you're already disturbed, even a very small thing actually agitates. So that is why it is better to start the day with happiness than looking for happiness. The day is not, nobody outside in the world can make us happy. Nobody. No relationships, no amount of money, no amount of anything can actually make us happy. So first we need to become happy here. So then we will be able to share it. So that's why we always say unplug to recharge. Unplug from everything in the mornings and have some amount of movement. I'm guilty of not doing that so much. I do move, but I don't really do like a full-fledged exercise. That's why I put move there also. So if you, I'm sure some of you are doing some of these elements more than 15 minutes, but at least a good combination is like if you can move for 15 minutes, meditation. So we just did in the beginning of this that how like chanting Hare Krishna can be like a simple meditation. So it will nourish your spiritual identity that we discussed about. So just a 15 minutes of meditation, and here they can teach you how to meditate on a daily basis. So if you can start your day with a little bit of meditation, and also they say good mind is a mind which has good thoughts, which hears good thoughts. So read a good book, hear a good kind of a talk or something spiritually orienting, spiritually grounding book. So we have the Bhagavad Gita and we have so many other spiritual literatures. Read something for 15 minutes. Put right things in the mind. 15 minutes is nothing. How many of us browse uh, like a YouTube Shorts or an Instagram or a Facebook? It's just 15 minutes goes like this. But start your day, put something good in your head. How many of you have heard something in the morning like a song, and throughout the day you keep like humming it? It's very natural, right? Whatever you put in the inside, then it keeps coming out. So then we keep humming. So similarly, if you put the right knowledge, right kind of thoughts, inspiring things, spiritually grounding stuff in the morning, if you put it inside, then throughout the day you'll be reminded by it and you'll be inspired by it. So that is why. And also, if you're a personality who works well with writing, please continue to write, ask deep questions, see how are you asking, like how are you being, doing and having, like what is your relationship with all these identities of yours, what is your relationship with your real understanding of the soul. So you can write about these things, you can ask questions. If you ask the question like why am I doing what I'm doing, so then it will become much more easy to understand where you're going. So this is the combination that you can try in the coming week. 15 minutes of, you move physically, you walk, you do some kind of stretch, do something 15 minutes physically, do at least a minimum of 15 minutes meditation, especially if you can chant Hare Krishna. If you can just keep sit in a place or sit on a chair, whatever works for you. Just chant and hear the mantra attentively. And if you are interested to chant, we can teach you how to chant. And read a book. There's a lot of literature outside here, so you can grab a book, read for 15 minutes, and write for 15 minutes as an exercise. Try it for a week and see how this actually brings you so much happiness and peace. It's not in shopping, it's not a retail therapy that gives you like what you call happiness. It's not the kind of the latest iPhone that you have. All of these things can help feel some kind of a validation to us, but they don't really fill our hearts with happiness. But this is a very simple technique. This does not cost you anything. Pretty much it's free. It's your body, it's your time. You can move 15 minutes. You can meditate, sit and meditate. The mantra is not going to cost you. And reading, if you have a book, you can just read. And writing, simple. These things are not that costly, and these things will make you much more happy. So these are the alphabet F's in our life. And we are looking at very big things. How can I be happy? I'll go for this seminar, I'll pay thousands of dollars, get a coach. No, the F is The secret is lying, like just hiding in plain sight. It's just in simple things like this in daily life that we could adjust, and you will feel much more happiness and peace in your daily life. So if you can look at these four, of course they are not beginning with the alphabet F, but yeah, these are the four alphabets, the four F things that are hiding in plain sight. So try these, and you can, this week you can see and ask yourself, like, am I living in alignment with my true identity and purpose? So thank you. Any questions, any thoughts? No problem. Anything that that inspired you, anything that asked you?
I have one thought. That last slide, moving, meditating, reading, and writing. And it just occurs to me that I can't vouch for feeling happy only by moving, reading, and writing. Every time, it's usually there's a sense of meditation involved in all of those. If I'm moving consciously, if I'm reading something that strikes me, that hits me at home spiritually. I could read something that can make me angry. I could write something and I could be frustrated that my handwriting is sloppy. But when I meditate, I'm always good. So I don't know why there's four things there. If you do all of those meditatively, then you're going to be happy.
Yes.
I don't know why there's reading, writing, and moving. So that's just my thought.
Yeah, meditating, if you read something which can help you meditate better.
Sure, it's all about the meditation. It's
Yeah.
bottom line meditation.
So because sometimes, like, when you physically move, it just like opens you, frees up your body. When you move, it kind of frees you up. So then when you sit for meditation,
You could also start with toe.
yeah,
I'm just saying, it's not really, it's not obvious to me that moving, reading, and writing are going to make you happy. It's just obvious to me that meditation is.
yeah, that's true. I agree. But these things can aid you meditate better also. Because most of the time in meditation, what disturbs you is there's so much unprocessed emotions that comes and disturbs you when you're trying to meditate. So you don't take time. So then during the meditation, you'll be just thinking about so many things. So if you already write it down, like, what is that disturbing thought? Like, just note it down. So then you process it separately. Then your heart is like kind of much lighter. Your mind is much more grounded. And when you physically move, it also makes you a little bit more strong mentally to some extent.
Like I said, unless you